contains 2,400 milligrams of chondroitin sulfate and 2,200 of glucosamine. So it's
now, is the
packed quite
chondroitin
much.
high molecular weight or low molecular weight?
Yeah.
I just had this conversation with my vet at work because apparently now they don't recommend over-the-counter chondroitin because the high molecular weight is better in humans, but the low molecular weight works better in dogs. And I only know is my dog's on Dasicline and I'm not seeing any difference.
Okay.
So that's why I'm looking for something different.
Yeah, what I would recommend, excuse me. Is in that case, is you could, Asmira does have a product support line.
Mm-hmm.
Just give them a call and ask them that question.
Super.
And they'll get back to you.
Mm-hmm.
They're mountain time, so
Right.
if you don't catch them, leave them a message and they'll call you back. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Okay, thank you.
What would you do for knee and hips?
I think the joint easer would be probably that. I think that's because that's more of a hereditary type thing in some breeds. But I think as far as that, I think the joint easer would probably again be the
And the vitamin C. Make sure
Yeah.
she stays on
Yeah.
vitamin C.
and that would be the Super C.
And Idaho balsam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions or points? I have a few things I can add to the Asmira protocol as possible suggestions, but if you have specific questions for Mike or for me, we can address those now.
Glaucoma in dogs.
Glaucoma.
Yeah.
We have a supplement called iBright.
Okay.
I think would
That would help?
Yep, would address that.
And we have, there's a Newton eye formula that's got all kinds of things and it addresses,
Which one
it's
is
a
the-
homeopathic, and they have an eye care.
Oh, it's
And
eye
it
care.
addresses
Okay.
all kinds of things, yeah. We looked at it and I can even give you the detail of what's in it because it's pretty impressive from a homeopathic. Her book is outstanding. As you see, mine's well thumbed. I've been using this for years. You want, and it's, oops, she makes references to not only her own products, but also to homeopathics and stuff. And she's the reason I got into other homeopathic lines, and now she's starting to develop a lot more of her own homeopathic lines. She's had the detox and some other things for a while, but she came out with EC drops, which is good for heart issues. She has one for the CS drops, which is good for, what is that, am I getting confused? The EC is for the seizures and the CS is for cardiac?
No, the other way around. Yeah.
The other way around,
Yeah.
okay. So she's come up with a couple of new ones. She's got one called G drops, which is for allergies. These are all new, relatively new Asmira homeopathics that she's come out with. And in the meantime, there's a lot more homeopathic remedies from Newton, which she even mentions in her book. That's where she patterned a lot of her stuff. In the Newton line, I carry all of their pet and all of their people and even their new equine line because they have something for literally anything that ails your animal, including a skin care and an ear care and an eye care, and they combine a lot of things together to address glaucoma, blindness, irritations, all kinds of things.
Mike, real quick, the yucca, is that mixed with water, or is it given straight?
No, this is actually, the dose is one drop per 10 pounds, and this one is recommended to just drop right onto the food.
Okay.
And then given, so if your dog's 100 pounds, it would be 10 drops, so you do 5 in the morning feed and 5 in the evening feed, and you can just drop it right on and then mix it around. It seems to, actually I give it to my dog, so it's actually quite easy. So, and one of the other things that I use with my dog that, as far as with the arthritis, because he's now at that stage where he's starting to have a little bit more pain and getting up, I've actually gone to what we call, it's called an L-Fitty pet, which actually is has a like a morphine effect on them to help reduce the pain in it. And it took about a month, and I started noticing great improvements. Now the weather's also gotten better, so that might have
Right.
been, you know,
But still,
I've noticed the
something to try.
improvement, but the weather's changed too. You know, the hard part, the good part about all this is that it does work, and it's all human grade. But like when you're dealing with a pet with hips, is like the yucca does reduce the inflammation, but it actually creates them to be more mobile, which can kind of compound the initial problem.
You feel
It's
better
kind
and
of
you get up and you
good
move
with the
and
bad type thing.
Yeah.
aggravate it, yeah.
Because,
Right.
you know, and I'm dealing with that with my dog, and I see it. I saw, oh wow, he's, you know, doing better, but now he wants to move more, which in turn can
Makes
kind of,
it-
which is good because he needs the exercise, but you know, it's just regulated a little bit more than, you know. But he's at that stage of his life where, you know, without it he would be in a lot of pain and be very uncomfortable, but with it, and I don't want to get into the medications and the things like that. You know, I just really would like to
Right.
stay away from it.
Yeah.
Homeopathic works so much better.
The Phenapet that he's talking about, I've used that one quite a lot too, and it's phenylalanine. It's an amino acid.
Yes,
And they also have Tryptopet, which is tryptophan, an amino acid. I use a lot of those, and I love those too. They're both amino acids, and they both have different uses, and in some cases, you know, where you think the one is the right answer, and that's what I did.
Right.
And I tried that one, and it wasn't addressing the issue. And then someone at Asmira said, "Well, now try Trypto," and it's like, oh my gosh, it was night and day, and it worked great. So that some of their amino acids that they have, and we have someone who can even testify about the amino acid tryptophan, right? I let Vanessa has some classic to her. I said your picture should be next to the description of this, and she started taking it, and she can definitely recommend it as well.
Cool.
So there's some really great things with a lot of their products.
What was the benefit to the garlic, the daily garlic?
It actually is quite a bit. It's good for pets that have diarrhea.
Okay.
But yet, as the garlic, it's called kind of. She refers to it as her mother's pearl, but it's a pearl type garlic concentrate, and then when it's in the pet as it goes through their system, it kind of brings that garlic odor throughout their skin to help repel the pest and the
Garlic
mosquitoes.
is regarded as a natural antibiotic, and a
It's
lot
good
of
for you,
people
period.
in
Yes.
yeah. So it's good for all kinds of things, cardiovascular and digestive issues, and also it has the benefit of repelling fleas and ticks and things like that. We'll have one of
they're
those
little-
books on
they're
Asmira
little,
too.
just like a pearl.
Gel
So-
cap.
Yep.
It's
Just
like a
Do you shove it down there?
yeah. With a cat, that's what I do. I've
Oh,
used it.
man,
It's not.
okay.
Yeah, I
No.
can. I can do
Oh
it.
boy, Fiona, it's not gonna be fun.
It says you can puncture it and mix it with.
Yeah.
You can, but
Oh, okay.
but they're very
It's-
odoriferous.
Yeah, and
Oh yeah, I can just see it now. They'll be
Um,
walking away from their
I
food.
I play a really interesting game with my dog. I have a Sheltie. He'll get one in the morning with his feed. He takes 2 a day, one, and then if he decides he doesn't want it, it stays there. The food's gone, it stays there. Then he gets 2 at the night feed, and sometimes I can have upwards of 3 or 4, and then all of a sudden they're gone.
Whoa.
He'll take them all. So it's just kind of, I don't know. When we first started with him, he'd puncture one every once in a while,
Yeah, yeah.
and it would kind of, but kind of, you know,
Yeah.
smell a little bit. But for the most part, he eats it right with his food, and I very seldom have any problems with it. But I do play that 1, 2, 3, 4 game with him, so it's kind of funny. But
That is wild. It's like a shell game.
it is,
Yeah.
you know, and they're smart. They
Oh yeah.